Oh man, I wonder. Like, this is a question I've been dying to ask. What do you think about if, like, when the fighters they're putting on the Vaseline, they're getting checked out by the ref, right? What if they were standing on a scale at that point, so that it was transparent? You could actually know compared to what they weighed in at. And then when they actually step into the octagon for the fight.
They do that for some boxing matches. They'll let you know, like, what the guy's weighing when he steps into the ring. Yeah, I mean, it's a bullshit thing. It's basically sanctioned cheating. It really is, but everybody does it. But Izzy barely does it.
Well,
when
right.
Izzy went up to fight Jan Blachowicz at light heavyweight, he weighed 194.
Right.
Which is crazy. Because Blachowicz is a giant light heavyweight. I mean, Blachowicz is a big, powerful guy at light heavyweight, and Izzy didn't gain any weight.
Right, because Izzy figured that if he put on a bunch of weight to go up a weight class, that he might lose his speed.
Well, you also have muscles that need oxygen, and you might lose some of your endurance. And a big part of his game is not just speed; it's movement.
Right.
And you don't want to have a smaller gas tank.
Right.
When you're fighting a guy who's just a murderous power striker like Blachowicz is.
Right.
But because Blachowicz puts people in another dimension, man. That motherfucker hits so hard. The last thing you want to do is like be standing in front of that guy.
Right. Of course, the story of the Blachowicz fight was all wrestling. That he held him down. And so when Pereira came in weighing what looked like 220 pounds.
He looks like a light heavyweight. He really does.
Right. And then I was wondering, well, are we going to see him like hold Izzy down the way Blachowicz did?
Yeah, but that's not his style. Like, his style is murderous striker. I mean, he's a legitimate descendant of Amazon tribesmen. Like, no bullshit. That's his family comes from the Amazon. I mean, the Powhatan, I'm not sure what language it is. What's the language called? But that's hands of stone in his language. That dude is fucking special. He's so scary. And if he fucking learns how to wrestle and he learns how to take people down too, I mean, if he gets really good at that and gets good at stuffing the takedowns and makes people stand with him, god damn, man. He's so powerful for that weight class. So powerful. And I mean, even at 205, he's fucking powerful. Like, when he was fighting kickboxing, when he was going up to 205, he was nuking people at 205 with big gloves.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a terrifying dude. So, like, when you got a specialist like Izzy, who's just a specialist kickboxer, worst case scenario is the best kickboxer in the world enters into MMA, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make an argument that he's certainly the best kickboxer in the world at 185 pounds. He lost to Vahitov in his last fight in kickboxing, but Vahitov is the cream of the crop. And Vahitov is super, super technical, and it was a split decision. It was a very, very, very close fight. So that was his last kickboxing bout in glory. Other than that, the other elite guys in kickboxing that were supposed to fight in MMA, one of them is Cedric Doumbé. And I've had Cedric on the podcast before, and he's another dude, man. He's a fucking real problem if he gets into MMA. And he's been taking his time and learning wrestling, and he went down to AKA and trained with those guys for a while. But he had some sort of an issue, a medical issue, and how to pull out of his fight in France. He was supposed to have his UFC debut, and now, like, I think he said he was in some sort of a dispute with Glory because they're kind of upset that he's leaving Glory and going over to the UFC. And I hope he gets over there, because that's another guy that, like, all those dudes at 170 that like to strike, like, good fucking luck. Good luck with that guy.
Yeah.
Because he's a motherfucker. And he's a motherfucker against strikers. Like, when you get a world champion striker who enters into MMA, all fights start on the feet, man. They all start in an advantageous position. It's like if you're fighting a grappler and all fights started on the ground. Like, every fight started with that dude on top of you. That'd be terrifying. Right? Well, that's what it is. Like, all fights start standing up.
Well, with kickboxing, like, I mean, I'm not really familiar with where you even watch kickboxing.
Glory, you got to go to the Glory has most of their shows are on the web, and you could go to I think it's fight. I think it's FITE.com. is where, or it's glorykickboxing.com, and there's a link to it, and you can stream it. And what I usually do is I get it on my phone, and then I use the Apple app, and I stream it to my television through Apple TV.
Does that mean that there's not like a ton of money for kickboxing?
There's not as much money in kickboxing. No. Glory is the biggest organization for kickboxing in the world, and they put on phenomenal fights, and I'm a giant fan of the organization. But it's weird to me that boxing got so popular in the United States and around the world, and MMA got so popular in the United States and around the world, but kickboxing never really caught on here. It doesn't make any sense because it's so exciting. When you watch guys that are like high level, like Cedric Doumbé or Alex Pereira or Vahitov, these fucking world-class kickboxers are so exciting. It's not like a bad product. The product is sensational.